What does it take for soldiers to be able to operate and survive in the cold? I was in Norway to find out from the people who know best.
You have to be disciplined. To do the hard work.
We are completely off-grid and we're going to find out what it takes to survive in conditions like these. Okay, I can do this. I'm pretty sure I can do this.
We'll see.
For the next 24 hours, I'd be taking part in a cold weather survival instructor course run by NATO's Cold Weather Operations Centre of Excellence here in Norway. The course runs for 7 days and participants must survive with barely any equipment. So I've been given a saw, I've been given an axe, and I think it's called a survival sheet. It's safe to say I was totally out of my depth.
Welcome here. It's your home for the next 24 at least.
I wasn't sure what to expect, but I'd be doing my best to keep up with the other participants. First on the agenda, a winter survival safety briefing.
So just keep focused on what you're doing when you're using the axe. I prefer to have it like this outside, so if I fall, it goes here, not having it. I've seen some books like this. If I then fall, you can see yourself.
Norwegian course instructor Marius clearly knew what he was talking about. If I was going to survive, I'd need his help.
Do you have anything to make a fire with?
No.
Get a little gift for me here now.
Oh, a little cheat code here.
Yeah, some bark from the birch trees, so you can see if you can use that for something to start with. We always have like a bag of this in a...
Birch wood, that's birch bark.
That's my starter and go-to kit, right?
And when it comes to starting the fire,
you can borrow this when it's ready. You're going to try with this one.
And what is that exactly?
It's a fire steel.
Like that?
Yeah, but you need to know how to use it. You will see it later.
All right, I'm going to go and collect some wood, Marius. Thanks so much. Let's start with the smaller bits. I don't want to hit myself in the face. Oh, there we go, nice. See what makes everything so difficult is that I'm constantly getting stuck in the snow. While I struggled to move in the snow, I noticed that the other participants had quickly paired off, so I was clearly at a disadvantage. So far in the one safety briefing, he was very clear, Marius, to point out that never be alone. But at the moment, it's precisely what I am. So I haven't really made any friends yet, but hopefully Marius will give me a hand if I run into trouble. Marius, I mean, it's fairly obvious, but I want to ask anyway. You know, we've started on this course with fire. Yeah. Why fire, and what does it, how does it help?
The protection part of the fire, that's the most important thing in the winter conditions. When you don't have sleeping bags, insulation mats and all that stuff, you need to be able to maintain body heat. And the way to do that out here, either by movement, and if you're going to recondition, you have to be able to make a fire. If not, you're going to freeze to death. If you take care of it when it's small, the fire will take care of it when it's big.
Come on. With Marius's words echoing in my head.
If you take care of it when it's small, the fire will take care of it when it's big.
I nurtured my little winter fire. I had achieved the unbelievable. Through sheer determination and newly acquired survival skills, I had created a fire in the snow. Has my fire got out, Marius?
Doesn't it take care of you now?
No.
No. And you take care of it, or?
I felt I was taking care of it. First attempt at a fire. Not great. Not terrible, I don't think. I did have a little bit of extra help from Marius there. I think Marius is warming to me. So I think, although he probably wouldn't admit it just yet, we're definitely buddies. If I was to survive overnight in these extreme winter conditions, I'd need to build a shelter, a crucial skill for any soldier on this course.
When you are out in a survival situation, you want to find a place to rest that is concealed and you feel safe. We found a big tree where you see the snow is still attached on the lower end of the tree, and we just push through. We cut a lot of this out because when you make the bedding, you have to have at least 30 centimeters of compressed branches, and you have place for the fire inside here, and you are completely concealed from the environment or other people and enemies.
With the other course participants already hard at work shelter building, it was time for me to find my spot for the night. This one actually looks quite good. This looks great. Oh, quite the wrong way around. That's what I've done. That's got to be the front. My survival sheet roof was proving to be a challenge, so it was time yet again to ask for help from our Norwegian hosts. Is it all right? Long silence.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
I mean, to be fair, I haven't finished it yet.
No. You have to protect it from 3 sides.
Right. Okay. I'm protected from only 2 at the moment, right?
Yeah, you have the top. You see the bottom is quite open. You can just fill that with snow because all the heat from the fire is gonna slip out beneath and under.
Right.
So you have to trap the warmth from the fire inside.
Okay. It just goes to show, you know, you think you might be doing okay, but there's a lot more effort required to, you know, to make yourself safe and secure than you'd immediately think. Right?
Yeah, it's easy to learn these things. It just requires a huge amount of work. Good luck.
Thanks very much. Lessons learned. With a few last-minute alterations, I was happy with my shelter. Done. Shelter complete, and with the sun setting over the magnificent Norwegian landscape, I was keen to find out more about why these courses are so important.
The geopolitical situation in the world in general is shifting. And we see that the last couple of years, the increased interest of cold weather capability for military units has increased. It has almost exploded. So we're looking into possibilities for increasing our competence and can deliver more to NATO.
Have you got any advice for me for tonight when it gets really cold? How do I deal with that?
Make sure that you're heated up before you go to bed and dress warm, and make sure you're insulated from the ground.
Brilliant. Okay, I'll bear that all in mind. Thank you very much again. Looking forward to it, I think. Right, so right now I am sitting in my camp. Behind me we have the fern bed. Got the fire going. So the night begins. And it began with everyone taking their shoes off. So Marius, what's going on here?
It's actually just a control of the combat readiness. So it's like a conversation, asking about the food, drinking, and they check the fingers and the toes, looking for cuts, frostbites, and like getting the general impression of how the soldiers are feeling and how they are coping in the environment.
Thank you. Fingers and toes intact, and with my fire burning, I took a moment to reflect on the day so far. Obviously, I'm highly unlikely to ever find myself in a situation where I need to build a fire or make a shelter. But for these guys, and the guys that they'll train when they go back with the skills that they've learned from this course, they could have to operate in these kind of conditions at some point in the future. It's a great example of how militaries from different countries come together to teach each other skills that benefit overall the NATO alliance. So that wasn't the worst night's sleep I've ever had, but it certainly wasn't one of the best either. Morning.
Good morning. So, is it a good morning?
Well, you know, it's an all right morning. Good to see you.
Likewise.
What's the process after you've finished using a camp?
We try not to make any tracks like. I'm saying the two things we leave in the nature. That's thank you and nothing.
Right.
So we have to conceal all their tracks as good as possible.
Okay.
Of course the snow tracks will be here, but they will vanish when the snow is coming.
Yeah.
But then you just conceal the fire and spread the beddings and all that stuff. And since you have already built it in a nice environment and it's concealed by itself, most of the nature has done the job for you.
Yeah, it was definitely an experience. I definitely feel like I've learned a thing or two. We didn't quite buddy up with the shelter building, but I'd certainly say that Marius is a buddy, right, Marius?
Yeah, likewise. Yeah, it has been good to have you here. So, welcome back.
Having finally achieved buddy status with Marius, my time spent on this course had certainly taught me that to survive in these conditions, even if only for 24 hours, you need to know what to do and how to do it. It has also given me an insight into just how much preparation, training and knowledge is needed to operate in the cold.